Hey everybody, today we're gonna talk about something very interesting, and that's my Pokemon investments as a beginner. I'm sure a lot of you have differing opinions and I can understand that. I'll get into all of that and more, and maybe you'll see where I'm coming from. Just like a lot of you, I was a big fan of Pokemon as a kid, especially the games. Pokemon turned into my favorite franchise, and I care about other aspects of it like the cards, toys, plushies, and more. But at some point, Pokemon wasn't my main interest anymore. Although I never completely lost interest, I gave it a break for a while. Fast forward to November 2024, I started collecting again. It was hard to ignore how popular the mobile game and the trading cards were. The beginning of 2025 has been one of the strongest markets, if not the strongest market in Pokemon's history so far. Getting cards has never been more difficult. People are getting physical and confrontational over Pokemon cards. It's unbelievable. The attention that Pokemon was getting was so strong that even collectors noticed how strong the market was. The market is currently strong as I'm making this, but I'm speaking in past tense assuming that it'll eventually calm down. I want you to keep all of that in mind as I show you my investments. I'll get into depth about certain topics as I show you. I'll start with my very first investment that I bought in January, and that's this Astral Radiance Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. I mostly pay retail and rarely under market. I never pay market price or more, but man, look how nice this Elite Trainer box is. I really like Pokemon Center ETBs, and this one was one of the last ones to sell out on the official website. It was so innocent when I bought it. I even got it with these for my collection. It was my first investment, but this second one might be my favorite, and that's the 151 booster bundles. I wasn't into the hobby when these came out, so I'm happy to have them. It's one of my favorites because of the size, price, and quantity you can get, and of course because it's 151. I think it's important to know which sets of cards are more valuable, and to know what you want. I have a dozen of these, and to me that's a lot. I give myself a limit with certain products and in general. I do have some other bundles like these Temporal Forces booster bundles. I wouldn't want as many of these as the 151 bundles. As I'm getting into all of this, I still have to be mindful of my storage and budget. So booster bundles have been speaking to me lately, just like these Surging Sparks booster bundles. I don't have as many as the 151 bundles, but I would like some more. I actually have enough of these 151 bundles that I decided to sell a few. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a ton of these, but I wanted to get my feet wet and learn the selling process. Even though I prefer selling at long-term market price rather than the short-term overvalued price, I started selling on eBay and wanted to build up my profile and reputation before selling anything too expensive. That's how I currently feel about Prismatic Evolutions. I might like these bundles more than 151. I was really excited and lucky to get these in person. I have almost as many as my 151 bundles. These seem too early to sell, but selling a few 151 bundles taught me a lot. I learned about the market, selling items, shipping, fees, different sets, flipping, investing, scalping. It's unfortunate how crazy the market is right now, and I would never pay market price, but if someone is willing to pay market price, then I might sell an item here and there. Not on a large scale, and I'm usually the lowest price when selling an item. Like, I don't agree with taking everything off the shelf and immediately selling it for the highest price possible. I think everyone should be able to get products and enjoy the hobby. I agree with a 1 to 2 person limit, just like me only having 2 of these Journey Together bundles. This set seemed to slow things down for a bit, and it's more consumer friendly. I wouldn't want more of these than 151 or Prismatic, but I'll still take a couple of ETBs. These are obviously bigger than the bundles, but people like collecting them, so they perform pretty well over time. I don't want a ton of these because of space, but that's why I like Pokemon Center ETBs. They're more limited and age even better. The one I showed you earlier was my first investment and my first PC ETB, but not too much longer I picked up the Shrouded Fable PC ETB. This was the last one to sell out on their website. It was the least desired, and it's still aging pretty well. Now, I don't have a large quantity of any of these, even this regular Twilight Masquerade ETB. I like it, but I might stick with PC ETBs depending on the set. The smaller the quantity I have for an item, the longer I'll take to sell it. But sometimes there's some ETBs you have to get, like these Prismatic ETBs. I was really lucky going to Target a day before release, and even in this situation, I didn't scalp and take everything. I was hesitating and regretting not picking up a binder collection. Luckily, I've been able to get some under market, but that situation opened up my eyes a lot. I just wanted one to open up myself, but seeing how much they go for on the secondary market surprised me. I've never been willing to pay full market price. This also teaches me which items I want to open and which to invest in, but I still might open some of these in the future. Some collectors like doing that. It can save money if you really want to open something old without paying market price, but for the most part, these are definitely investments. Like this last ETB I have to show you, Paldean Fates with the fake Pikachu. I was able to get this much cheaper than I expected due to a mishap. I'm actually expecting another PC ETB after this video, and that's the Destined Rivals PC ETB. I was able to pre-order it. That's like my holy grail before even having it. I was even able to get a regular ETB online from Target. It can be really hard getting products online. I strike out 9 times out of 10, but it can really be worth it that one time if you're persistent enough or have enough time. That's partially why I value these items so much and want to sell them in that 3, 5, 7 year range, ideally 10 plus years if I'm patient enough. The perfect example of that, and what's known as the best Pokemon investment, is the booster box. I'm very excited to have my very first booster box, but if you know nothing about Pokemon investing or have your doubts, every single booster box since the beginning of Pokemon for the last 30 years has appreciated in value over time. Every single one. Do your research if you have doubts. Pokemon is the biggest entertainment franchise of all time, and they know what they're doing. Popular limited collectibles are worth a lot of money. Everything I buy is worth more than what I bought it for, just like this really cool prismatic surprise box. Items like this in the binder collection won't be printed as much compared to the bundles, so they're extra unique and limited. Speaking of unique and limited, let's take a break from the cards and look at these Funko Pops. They've been releasing these after Prismatic came out, and they have a bit of a premium to them. I'm glad it was a purchase limit of 2 so I can keep one of each. Another item I wanted to invest and open was this Paldea Adventure Chest. This has been one of my favorite items to open and thought it had enough green flags to invest in. It recently sold out on the Pokemon Center website. That website can come in handy, which is how I got one of these Surging Sparks Build and Battle boxes. Surprisingly, this is as much or more than the bundle right now. I think it's because of the promotional card in there. I mostly buy online, which is how I was able to get some of these Crown Zenith tins. Zenith. It can be hard getting into sets that you missed out on for retail price, so I was happy about this. I was also able to get this Rotom V tin recently as well. This should have some good packs in it like Lost Origin, Fusion Strike, and I think Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is very motivational for those of us who missed out on it. That's why I want a good amount of Prismatic in 151. I really enjoyed opening this poster collection for myself, but I guess it doesn't go up in value as much as the binder. That surprised me at first. That's why you have to learn which products are actually worth selling and holding onto long term. At first, I was getting anything with value even if they weren't bad, like this Paldean Fates tin. Not too bad, but definitely not a booster box. A lot of purchases I make online are opportunities and only available for a short time, but I wanted to diversify into that set. Speaking of tins, I have one of each of these Azure Legends tins. I was pretty happy to get it when it came out and even opened one myself. It seemed like a trio of tins worth holding on to. It has some good sets in there like Surging Sparks. Plus, having all 3 should go for a premium. Collecting one of each item in some cases can be worth more, like these prismatic mini tins. I was able to get about one of most of them, but it's worth even more if you have them in a sealed case. It still seems good to have these though. I want to open some too. If you thought we were done with the tins, you were wrong. We also have these Pokeball tins that I was lucky enough to get on their website recently. I wouldn't normally invest in these, but these were worth it. I actually decided to keep the Love Ball because a family member likes it. This is an item that's normally more consumer friendly. I like opening the modern ones. I guess you can say the same for this Infernape V box. I really enjoyed opening this. Infernape is one of my favorite Pokemon, but I don't like how big these collection boxes are. Getting a lot of them would take a lot of space, but these have Sword and Shield packs in there which are older, so it was worth it. There's some items I'll only get because of an opportunity, like these Astral Radiance Build and Battle boxes. I only bought these because you were able to get these free promotional cards on their website if you used a certain code at the time. These free promo cards were worth about $25 when they came out. Again, I mostly get stuff online right now and even record myself opening packages just in case, even for these 3-pack blisters. I only have 2 types of blister packs, but wouldn't mind having more for good sets like Surging Sparks and Prismatic. I also ordered a couple of sleeve booster packs too. I already told you that I have Destined Rivals on the way, but I actually got this Lily's Premium collection as I'm recording this. I'm pretty sure these products are also known as milk cartons, and I just got this one because of an opportunity. I was actually able to get a crazy item for the very first time recently, and that's these Prismatic PC ETBs, another holy grail. I was able to get the second restock of these, and I'm extremely excited after not being there for the first one. This happened last second. I'm so grateful. Now last but definitely not least, we have an item I'm still debating on opening, and that's this special delivery box. This has a lot of cool and random items in this box. I really like the idea of it. It's a great item to open, and shipping it would be a lot. We'll see what I end up doing with it. But there you go. That's pretty much all of my investments so far. Let me know what you think, but keep in mind that this is still a work in progress. This is my first temporary setup. I plan on upgrading and improving a lot. I definitely want more booster boxes and to utilize space a little better. Overall, there's only a few complaints from me getting into this whole investing space. The current market would be the most notable critique, and a few one-off instances like a damaged package. Luckily, I record and take note of everything I buy. I recommend doing this. There's some apps that make it easier to keep track of your products. I think it's interesting to see how they're performing. Now, I understand that all of this may be controversial to some of you and that I'm even calling this an investment. Some people would call this a sealed collection, but an investment sounds like a more accurate way to describe it. Pokémon and other collectibles have a market and it can be very profitable. Sometimes it's just smart to buy a product for yourself and one to sell. You can have the hobby pay for itself and then some. It's not even difficult to do. I think there can be a right and wrong way of going about all of this. I'm doing this out of love for the hobby. I care about Pokemon first, which led me and my business mindset to invest in it. There's a reason I'm not doing any of this for any other collectible like Magic the Gathering or Legos. I have Pokemon videos long before I invested in it. This is the franchise I'm interested in. I genuinely enjoy looking at products I have, and they're more than just items I sell. I believe in these items and this franchise. Another way to think about it is if no one invested in Pokemon, there would be no vintage packs to open. If you're someone who dislikes investors but enjoys older Pokemon cards, we help each other out. I like the fact that someone can still open the first set of Pokemon if they really wanted. It would just cost a ton of money. Investors help vintage Pokemon stay alive after they stop making them. It's a perspective to consider. Hopefully you see where I'm coming from and we're listening with an open mind. I know this topic can have interesting reactions. If you're already interested in Pokemon investing, I'd like to get your opinions. I know I need more booster boxes, but I'm not doing too bad so far. I want to make more content like this and show the progression. I think I'll appreciate that over time. I'm mostly buying items to hold on to medium or long term, but sometimes I'll sell something because I realize that I could allocate my money into better products, just save space, or because I received a damaged product I'd rather sell quickly. So far, I only sell a handful of items at a time, and I'm sure you'll notice that I sell a lot of music-related items too. I'm very passionate about music, and I apply that similar business sense into music and buying certain CDs and vinyls. I take very good care of shipping, and at least you know who you're buying from. Oh, and I don't care for TikTok or whatnot. You can check out my second channel if you're interested in music, but you should subscribe if you like how I run things around here, and you should become a member if you want to support me in the biggest way you can. This video feels like a little milestone, so I'll appreciate this in the future. Leave a rating or comment down below. I've made some videos of the games and showed off my collections before, but I've wanted to make this type of content for a little while now. I appreciate you for watching until the very end. It means a lot. Thanks.